Alrighty, what do we have today? Adventures again. And only adventures? Is Caravan Guard adventures? Looks like it. Okay. So for thinning, there's Raise. For draw, there is Ranger and Warrior from the page line. Actions, initially Port is also Lost Arts and eventually Champion. Plus buy is Ranger. There's also Artificer for gains as well as Duplicate or Duplicate. Remains unclear whether that's a noun or a verb. I'm actually thinking, as strong as the page line is, which is generally incredibly strong, Champion does not look that important here. I think putting Lost Arts on Ranger seems like the thing to do. Lost Arts, Ranger, get a majority of the Rangers. I think you win the game. It's just far and away the best draw is playing a bunch of Rangers. You can take Warrior, but you don't terribly much want a bunch of silvers off of all the treasure hunters. Champion still has some function, like it blocks Giant, it would block Warrior attacks. You probably still have to take a page. I don't think you skip it entirely, because if your opponent built a stack of Warriors, that would eat all the Rangers eventually. So probably you still get a Champion at some point. Or I don't know why I picked Giant as an example. Giant's terrible. It blocks Relic, which is a potentially more significant attack. But yeah, Relic and Warrior are the two actual attacks that it would block. And the extra terminal space will let you do some stuff with Duplicate and Distant Lands. That's not too important. You don't need to play a bunch of these per turn. So if you wanted to play a few of those, you could just pick up a port or two. Yeah. So I actually don't think opening page seems worth it here. I just don't think that's a high enough priority. My first inclination is Ranger plus Raise. I can pick a page up soon after that, and then hopefully hit Lost Arts on that second Ranger play. That's what I'm thinking. The 4-3 is definitely the better split here compared to 3-4, because you get to save an estate. On the 3-4, if you saved an estate turn 1, you're just putting that estate into your turn 2 hand, which doesn't help at all. Whereas saving the estate turn 2 is causing it to miss the shuffle for turn 3, which is a much bigger deal, by virtue of the other thing being literally not a deal at all. Ranger? Nope. Okay. Well, I shouldn't complain about hitting 5. That can't be bad. I don't know what I'm taking here. Artificer's a good card. Not the most important thing in this kingdom, nor in the short term, but potentially I could pick up some 2-cost or something that I might need at the moment. Relic, the attack will hit at the moment, so that could potentially matter. Could just be a second Ranger. I think I'm leaning towards Relic, just because it'll be a thing that the Ranger can't draw dead. I'd really hate to miss 6 on that second Ranger play. I feel like my strategy kind of hinges substantially on that. Second range versus page. I don't want to be too late on the pages. Okay, well, this is one way to hit 6. Good job, Relic. Yeah, I think I just take... Well, do I take it now? I don't even have a second action yet. Maybe that's too soon. Is it ridiculous to delay this slightly? Pick up an Artificer now that could gain me additional Rangers? Nah, I'm gonna do it. Nothing else. It helps me, like if the ranger draws a raise, for example, I could play that. There's still some benefit. I think I'm popping the raise here. Hitting 3 does not seem appealing. Finding the ranger seems great. Hitting 5 and picking the artificer would also be good. There's a lot of upside here. And I'm pretty sure I just play this. Okay, well I want an artificer. A lot. But enough to pass up 2 rangers? I don't know, but yeah, maybe with save it's justified. Save, artificer, raise might be better than double ranger. Alrighty, bunch of silvers. Not much to do about that. Would love to draw an estate here. A lot. That made me very happy. Actually, why am I saying that? That wouldn't make any difference at all. I was thinking I'm going to discard for ranger and then pick it up with the raise, but I have to pop the raise either way. I couldn't keep the estate in hand and also discard 4 cards. Didn't find the warrior. So be it. These raises keep dying. I'd at least like to kill the estates. Get an attack. One of these treasures is getting saved. I'm probably just buying a ranger, so I guess it's the silver. Oh, the bot didn't have... I was surprised the bot didn't take the rangers, but it didn't even have lost arts on the rangers yet. Well, if you're going to leave them in the pile, I will happily accept. I think the ranger's worth it here. I was hoping to find the artificer, but no such luck. Bop, bop. And... second artificer? I don't know that I need 2 all that badly. Feels a little bit early for distant lands. I could see duplicate being a card worth gaining at some point here. I'm just going to take another artificer. I probably will take another page or 2, I think, and leave it at warrior. Whew. Double warrior attack. I dodged a bullet there. They pitched 3 cards and didn't hit any rangers. That was lucky. For me. Oh, anyways. Wouldn't mind having a warrior for a little bit extra draw, but also, with as much draw as I have from the rangers, I think having a few silvers in the deck really isn't such a penalty at this point. Take a page. And it looks like I've got enough draw to take an extra artificer. See if this works out. The bot has... Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry I ever insulted you, Giant. I should get giants. I'm not sure I've ever seen a kingdom where this interaction was actually good before. I legitimately cannot recall ever wanting to buy a giant to activate the ranger, but giant uses the same journey token as the ranger. So if I have 6 rangers and I'd rather have 12 rangers, I can just play giant to reset the token and then always use the rangers for draw. I mean, obviously, like, you don't want the 5 money from giant, that's useless. But it flips over like, ranger gives you plus buy and flips the token. Giant gives you plus coin and flips the token. That's probably slightly better, if anything. But it gets around the limitation of having too few rangers. Wow. Oh my goodness. I wonder if there probably were earlier opportunities for me to take advantage of that, like even this turn, mid-turn gaining giant off of Artificer. Oh my goodness me. I wonder if this has come up in previous Ranger Giant games I've seen, and I've just overlooked it. I'm guessing probably not, just because it's pretty rare for you to want all the Rangers for draw in the first place. Like, it works out here because of Lost Arts and because of lack of alternative draw. So even in a Kingdom with Ranger and Giant, you usually... it's usually not the case that the Ranger pile is empty and you're constrained on the number of Rangers and you'd rather buy a 5-cost Ranger than a 4-cost Ranger. So I feel like the existence of like Lost Arts and Champion and stuff is doing a lot to make this make sense, even though it normally wouldn't. I'm not going to say that Giant Ranger is normally a synergy, and this is probably to some degree my fault. I was thinking about this, and it was part of my motivation for saving that copper a second ago, but I top deck 2 bad cards, and if you top deck 2 bad cards, well, then you've only got 3 shots to find your draw cards. So this is not purely unfortunate luck. I probably could have avoided this a little bit better. For example, if the Artificer had gained a raise and I popped the raise, it cycles me 1 card further through my deck. Then I'm just top decking 2 bad card or 1 bad card instead of 2. There were ways that I could have mitigated this last turn. I have like 6 Rangers in the deck, so I didn't think it was that big a deal, but I'm now paying the price. Might just buy a province here. Better safe than sorry. I don't think I need a province at this point, but with Artificer, I mean, province is still kind of functionally a copper because I can discard it for value. Where my champion at? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do the thing. Bop, bop. Oh my lord. This is awesome. Wow, Giant. Giant is just such a good card. I can't believe I ever doubted you. Okay, so let's learn from our mistakes and try to avoid that problem here. I think I'm just going to gain a giant and draw with it. And now I need to reset the token for next turn. There's 1 dead card on top. Might just be triple province. If I had a copper left, I would do triple province, save a copper. But to save a silver would cost 1 too much, then I wouldn't be able to do triple province. It could also just be a bunch of distant lands. Maybe like double province, double distant lands. The raise pile's a little bit low. Wait a second. Wait a second. If I'm worried about the bot piling out raises and giants, why don't I just do that? It's a good question. Yeah, I mean, that'll do it, I guess. Okay, so don't think I played that one very well. Seem to have lucked into some good decisions. What did the bot do? Bot has a champion and a hero. I only had 2 of the rangers. Did I have 8 rangers? I thought I only had 6 rangers. Did I trash some of the rangers or something? Maybe I did have 8 rangers. Well, how did the bot lose the ranger split so badly? Bot opens ranger. Okay, so this is just a clear blunder by the bot. Failing to save an estate here is obviously an error. It's like you're basically taking a -1 card token. Is a good way to think about that, because you have 1 extra estate you have to draw in your deck now. So that was pretty bad on turn 2. But I mean, they find the raise and the ranger. They get to skip an estate anyway. It's about as good a turn as you can ask for. So that looked like it was fine. Turn 4 Artificer. I went with Relic first, but Artificer is eminently reasonable. Trashed another estate. They bought ports. Don't think I believe in the ports there, just because presumably your goal should be Lost Arts and Ranger immediately, and then what terminal actions of the ports helping you play, I don't know. Is that the turn I looked at? Yeah. Turn 5 was the ports. Turn 6, they bought Ranger and Page over Lost Arts. So they have a bunch of Rangers in their deck and some ports. So, I mean, they got the ports already, so it's not ridiculous. I would have liked just straight into Lost Arts so you can spam the Rangers. This might have something to do with why they lost the split. Did they hit 3 here? No, they hit 5, but they discarded 2 to gain a page. This feels like it was probably a mistake somehow. Obviously you don't want to be hitting 3. All the good stuff costs 4 here. Yes, I think the bot made some slightly dubious decisions in the early game. Caused it to lose the Ranger split pretty badly, and then in this kingdom that was just the game. Obviously that's compounded by the fact that they're player 2. Games where there's like a single pile where the split matters a lot. Player 1 is just likely to win that. Aside from that, I like this kingdom more than I thought, actually. I mean, it turned into a snowball, but I think in a game where the Rangers split more evenly, that whole giant interaction is kind of nifty and a good way to pad your deck with additional draw. And then you can be doing a little bit more and building a little bit larger. As it stood, this was a bit of a blowout, so my oversights later in the game didn't actually hurt that badly.